I was muted. What's up, friends? I'm live streaming, working on kcd-scripts, which is my build tool thing for all of my open source projects. And I'm getting the YouTube link right now. I do not chat in the live chat. Don't bother chatting in there. I don't hang out there because I hang out in Discord. So here's where we're going to be. Go to kcd.im/discord Kent live, and you can be here too. And it's a fun time. I just realized that I'm not showing my screen, so you didn't see any of that, what I just shared. So boom, here I am. That's where my Discord is. So I'm just going to share this really quick. And then we'll get started. And I just noticed a message from Peter. So okay, cool. So this is where I'm at here. I think I need to turn on my streaming settings. Oh, nope, I've got them on. But there we go. Cool. So where I'm at right now is in the React Workshop app. When I run the build right now, I get an error. I'll show you what that error is. I actually get a couple errors, but I'm slowly kind of fixing those as we go. So yeah, we have a couple of builds as part of all of this. So one of the builds is the node build. So like it still uses common JS and everything. And then the other build is the other two are rollup. We are bundling stuff. And so, yeah, actually, I fixed all the errors from the build command, but it doesn't do everything quite right still. So let me just show you really quick as I get started here. So we've got this regular build. This is going to just take Babel, move everything over to the dist directory. So it Babelifies everything. And then after it does that, it also generates the TypeScript definitions for each one of these files, compiled files. I realize that this is what TSC does, but there are Babel plugins that I like to use that can't use with TSC. So we're using Babel. Then we have two bundle things. So this bundle main, oh yeah, I don't need the cross env there. Can get rid of that. So we run build with the bundle flag, and we want to bundle an ES modules version, and we say no clean because we are cleaning it up with the build main, and we don't want to delete everything with these two scripts. So build main will delete the dist directory and then recreate it to do the Babel stuff, and then we run these two to add additional stuff. And so we don't want to delete the directory. That's what the no clean does. So yeah, we all are only doing rollup for ESM, and then we do this for the dev tools also, because these are in two separate files. So this build main is going to make a bundled version of the React app, which we need for just the way that we do things. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if we need the main at all. Yeah. Well, so right now the package.json has as the main, it has the ESM. I think that I'm doing that just because I've always done that for projects that I intend to end up in the browser, because then you get like tree shaking and stuff, but there's not really any tree shaking going on in here. Let's see. Yeah, we're just gonna export this one thing. I think I could get away with not bundling, but it doesn't make too much of a difference because I still need to get this fixed in kcd-scripts. So we're going to keep on working on this. So yeah, that's one build. And after that, it will generate a single type definition file here that says export star from dot. And what that means is because I know that I've already copied over all of the type definition files. That includes the index.d.ts, which is going to have a declaration for all of the exports of the main entry, which is what my final like ESM build is. It's just like compiles all of this together and then exports what the main entry is exporting. So that ends up working really nicely, and it's actually kind of clever. So yeah, that works, but the problem is that this file needs to be right here, and then it needs to go up a directory to reference the index up one directory. The reason that it's up a directory is because where I tell rollup to put the files is dependent on the package name, and this is a scoped package, so the package name actually includes a slash, which means that it's going to be in a subdirectory. When I first created kcd-scripts, I was like, whatever, that's fine. Who cares that it's in a subdirectory? But now it's causing me some trouble. So I mean, I could probably easily fix this by doing a replace, not here, but like when I get the package name, just replace slash with underscore, and then that would fix things. But I know that there are packages that I'm using where I'm doing stuff like this, and then this would be a breaking change. I don't want to do this. So we're going to stick with the current strategy and just figure out how I can make sure that the type definition goes next to the file, and if it's one directory down, we go 2 dots instead of 1. So that's what I'm going to work on first. And then the other thing is for this other build right here for the DevTools build, I am not using the default input. We're actually doing all the DevTools files, and this actually matches 2 files, DevTools load and DevTools.tsx. And so yeah, that ends up, well, it should be creating an ESM file in here somewhere, but it's not. And so I need to do some investigation on why that's not working, because it should be. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not. So anyway, that is where we're at there. So let's get started with figuring out why this isn't getting put in to the right directory. So if I go to kcd-scripts in here, this is going to be in the rollup build. And after I say, hey, go build rollup and whatnot, yeah, and then I have like a bunch of Preact specific stuff in here, which I built in for downshift so that I could support Preact really easily. And it works out great, but I kind of wish I didn't have that in there. I wish that I'd come up with a different approach for this. But anyway, now I say if we have TypeScript and we are generating type definitions, or we are not generating those, then we generate those, we get a result here. And that generate type defs is, where is that? It's in the utils. I just grab the TypeScript TSC and I run that I want to create declarations. We're only going to emit those. We're setting no emit to false because we actually are emitting type declarations, but we're just doing those. And then we say the output directory. So that's why this ends up, I guess that's why this ends up in the out directory. Oh, no. This is good. This is fine. So this part is just making sure that we've got all of these d.ts files here. So we say, hey, just take all of these and make d.ts files, which incidentally we do in the first build script, but it's not a big deal that we do it again. So I'm not going to worry about that. So anyway, we create the d.ts files, and then because we're bundling, we need to have a file that has the same name as the bundled version with a d.ts so that it's associated. And so we create for every format that we generated with, for us, we're just doing ESM, but I also support UMD and CGS. So for every one of those formats that we're generating, we're going to find the generated JS file. We're going to get its name, and then we're going to write a new file at the same place with a d.ts. And this is going to be the contents of that file, just to re-export the index .d.ts because that's what we're bundling. So this is acting under the assumption that the file that you are creating is the source file is the index, and that is an incorrect assumption. And this is actually, I believe, this is why the DevTools one isn't generating. So a couple of bad assumptions here going on. So let's start with making sure that it's in the right spot. So the name is coming from the file right here. So it's when it's package.name and we have @kcd/, then when we say path.parse, this is going to just get what comes after the slash. So it's not going to include @kcd. So that's why the name is only including this part, and then it sticks it in the root directory. That's what's going on there. So I need to find a way to say, hey, I actually want like to include the package name in that format file. So I've got to figure out, I think what I'm probably going to do is, yeah, shoot. Hold on. I need to figure out something about this DevTools script first, because this one, it should be generating a couple of bundle files because it's referencing a couple of bundle files. So this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure how this one's going to work. So we're going to get rid of the dist. And then we're going to run this. Generating type definitions. And then it should create one that re-exports. And this is going to fail. I think I've seen this before. I need to look into it, but hold on. So yeah, generate all the type definitions. Here's our DevTools. Yeah, pretty much only generated type defs. It definitely should have generated some JS stuff. So we got to dive into what's going on here. Yeah, this is happening in the rollup file. So we're trying to parse something that doesn't match. Yeah, so the bundle was never actually created, which is why that isn't working. So I've got to figure out DevTools build. Oh, I think I might know what's going on. Yeah, there it is. And in fact, that should go away. So yeah, I forgot. Did I git ignore this? DevTools build. That's interesting. So we've got a build right there. Maybe that's why it's getting ignored. If I remove the build thing. Huh. Oh, that's weird. Whatever. I would expect that directory to show up in Git right here. Maybe it's only directories. No, those are definitely files. Oh, because it has a dist. That's why. Because I'm Git ignoring dist files. That's why. All right. That's fine. So this is going to be DevTools build. Yes, and I recall doing that. In fact, I think yeah, yep, this is right. So my DevTools will re-export DevTools build dist ESM load. So then people just import my package name /DevTools and they get that. So, okay, I just forgot that's what I was doing. So this is why we're not happy because I'm telling rollup to send it to this directory, but then we don't have our type definitions going to that directory. So we need to find a way to say over here, yeah, this is where things get kind of tricky. I kind of wish that I'd done things differently with how I do the rollup build, because right now the way that it works is I have this rollup file that determines what types of rollup builds it needs to be, and then I send some information over to the rollup config file, which basically is accepting arguments through environment variables to execute my typical rollup config on that particular source file and files in particular, because we can do code splitting too, which is what's happening over here. So load can be pretty small. It doesn't even include React or anything, but then DevTools includes a bunch of stuff so that we can code split the DevTools, and load has dynamic import. So it works really great. It's awesome. But for us to be able to have IntelliSense and stuff, which technically I don't think we need, because consumers of this don't actually ever use this directly. So I kind of thinking that maybe I should just quit this end of it and move on, and hope nobody has a use case like this in the future. Let me think about that. Let's come back up here and see what this was complaining about again. Yeah, so I was trying to find the file because it made the assumption that the output would be here, but the output is actually determined by rollup config with some of the environment variables. So this is the problem, is I don't know where the output is going to be. It's the rollup config file that determines what that output is going to be. So I could just extract pieces of this and put it in utils and call it in both. And that actually would probably solve my other problem with, I keep forgetting where I am, with this file ending up in the wrong spot. Whoops. Yeah, so let's just do that, I think.
I say do that or skip it.
Yeah, well, I definitely need to make it so that my main bundle works. And I think if I fix it in this way, it will fix both of them. Yeah, because it's going to generate this file. This one needs to make sure that we put it right there. But then we need to find the relative path to the input. So basically what we need to do is find all of the outputs for rollup and map the output to its input, and then generate a generate a type definition file that re-exports its input type definition file. Oh, and one other thing that we need to do also is that this is importing some types from a types definition file, but that doesn't get copied over. I'm not exactly sure why. It should. Babel should copy that over, but it looks like it's not. And so that needs to get copied over as well. So I need to say all d.ts files need to get copied over. So that's another thing I need to make sure I do. Okay, so let's start with finding all of the outputs and their corresponding output TypeScript definition file, or input TypeScript definition file. This will involve knowing, well, actually, we kind of act under the assumption already that the output directory is going to be dist, which is an incorrect assumption. It really should be configurable, because the output destination. I remember when I wrote this, I was like, "Ooh, that could be a problem." Yeah.
So is it currently configurable, or you need to make it configurable so that you know where the declarations are going to be?
I need to make it configurable because the oh, actually, you know what? I don't think it is configurable. I don't think you can choose where it goes. Not exactly. Because here I'm removing the dist directory. I thought it was. Dir path, file name prefix. So you can customize the file name prefix, but eventually it ends up being dist as hard-coded. And this is actually what I'm using over here to say, hey, this should go into a directory called DevTools build. Yeah, so I need to take that into consideration. But everything is going to end up being /dist, but I do need to take build file name prefix into consideration. Yeah, man. I think a lot of this stuff that I do up here needs to go into utils thing. I could also just the problem is that this gets executed with various contexts. Man, really wish that I'd done this differently. And instead of using, so like the way that this works is I spawn a command to run all of these builds concurrently, but rollup actually has the ability for you to run concurrent builds just by exporting an array of configurations. And I wish that I'd done that instead. And not only that, but not used rollup configuration at all, and instead used their programmatic API.
Isn't spawn like a low-level node thing?
Yeah, well, I just spawn a node script that runs rollup. Well, it runs concurrently so that I can run them all at once. And then under the hood there, it's spawning rollup to execute a single build. But then I do many of those, one for each formatting.
Gotcha. So you basically like did your own version of like what rollup can do through the array.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. So what I guess I could create a function that accepts all of these things as parameters. So instead of using environment variables, it accepts them as parameters. And then in this file, I could call that function with the environment variables and then get back the output to generate the configuration. And then I could call that in the other places or in the other file and then get the input and the output. I just don't want to do so much work. It all comes back down to like, I just wanted to write some TypeScript for my workshop repos. This is my kryptonite. I spend too much time working on things that don't matter.
Yeah, you have a gift of nerd sniping yourself a lot.
Yeah. I learn a lot though.
I mean, it's definitely how you got where you are.
Yeah. I feel like I could be more productive if I wasn't so easy to nerd snipe though. I did not write this. I barely understand what it is.
Well, then you're ahead of me because that is just going over my head.
Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Really, well, I think I sort of get it, but not really. So that's okay. Right. What is it? Huh.
Is that like an iffy?
Yeah. So it's generating this object.
Yeah.
So I think this is basically a inline Babel or rollup plugin that's just responding to the onWrite event, and it's waiting until all of the files have been written, and then when they're all done, it filters out the inputs to find everyone that is not an index.js. And it finds its name.
Okay, so this is like an extra layer of the code splitting that's occurring then.
Yeah, it does have to do with the code splitting stuff. And it says write extra entry. I don't know.
Maybe like this is specifically to handle the CJS and ESM code splitting.
Yeah. The write extra entry thing is a utility here that that's interesting. Clean. I don't think write extra entry is called anywhere else, but it looks like it is actually. Oh, that's right. I wrote the write extra entry actually for Preact. So here, what this does is it will generate a package JSON file in that directory so that you don't have to worry about like having an index.js or whatever. It just points to the main. And yeah, main for CJS. JS next main is not a thing anymore, really. And then module for like Webpack and rollup and stuff for ESM consumers. So yeah, the whole purpose here is to write an extra entry. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that was a little distraction.
Yeah, I feel like this is just full of little distractions.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens when I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, is I just find things to distract me until I figure it out. Well, regardless of the format, every time this file is going to be run, we'll know exactly what the input is. Input is going to be yeah, it's this build input glob thing. So we'll need to get that. And then the output. Yeah, I think we just need to make a couple of utilities. Okay, so Get rollup input. And I think we'll leave that there. Okay. And has TypeScript is actually right there, so we're good with that. And I'm surprised we don't have glob in this file. I don't think kcd-scripts will ever be written in TypeScript. I hope I never do that. It would be really difficult. Okay, cool. I don't think we're going to need any arguments or anything, so that's kind of nice. Okay, so then let's get our input equals get rollup input. Oh, nice. Oh, and that's oh, the build input glob rats. I guess I could just put the this in here. Yeah, I'll just do that here. That's fine. Okay, cool. So there's our input. And then, and that can actually return, actually it's going to return an array always. So maybe it should be get rollup inputs. Yep. Yep. Okay. And then our output is going to be tricky. Get rollup output. And let's see where that, oh, come on. Output is this. And I'm guessing we're going to need to pass that something. But we'll see here in just a second. Hold on a second. All right, this is going to be an object. I actually don't care about this whole object. So let's back that out just a little bit. Yeah, it's an array. So all that I care about is yeah, I don't even care about the name, I think. The name is, yeah, that's like what the variable name is going to be for UMD and stuff, I think. What I care about is this part, dir or file. Yeah. So I think what we'll do dir path and format file name. Boy, that doesn't do a whole lot, does it? It's pretty useless. So I think we want this to be more generative. So file name prefix. And that's going to come from this. There we go. And format can get passed in file name. Let's be responsible for that also. File name suffix. And minify. Okay, sweet. So now all we need to know is, are we code splitting? And yeah, if we're not code splitting, then we don't even need to generate the file name. We don't even use it. Or if we are code splitting, we don't use it. We just need the dir path. So here we could just return dir path and file name, or yeah, return those two. And then if on the other side, if we're code splitting, then we could just join the dir path with the format. If we're not, we join the dir path with the file name. So then all we need to know is, what's the format? And how do we find out the format? That's going to come from this. So then we don't even need the format. Okay, so then come down here to where our output is defined, wherever that it was. There it is. We get our dir path and file name from that. And then if we're code splitting, we combine the dir path with the format. If we're not, we combine the, yep, and that works. Then we can get rid of this and that and this and that and that. Okay. And so now I have a way to know what are the inputs. I wonder if I can do this, put these closer. Inputs and outputs, there we go. Okay, I need to have a better way to test this. All right, so then on this side, we can get rollup inputs and get rollup output. Yeah, I didn't think that I was going to get anything useful out of that. Thought I had a example project in here for testing, but I don't. Bummer. Well, I doubt this is going to work, but let's just try. npm link this thing. And npm link kcd-scripts. Okay, and now if we check node modules, kcd-scripts, config. Okay, so this is in the dist, good. And if we go to rollup, oh, there it is. Okay, cool. We've got that watch mode going. So now build bundle main. Okay, cool. So we do get that. Wonder if I can watch this. I don't think I can. Maybe. Maybe I can. So then if I come over here and I say Command S, sweet. That's nice. Okay, so we'll just let's get rid of this, get rid of that, that, and that, and that, and this, and that, and that. And I'll just use this to Command S. And we need it to go into here. So, oh, but I'm not getting my logs. Yes, that's because rollup is watching, but not kcd-scripts, and I need kcd-scripts to watch. Total bummer. Okay, well, that's all right. We'll just run this every time. Okay, so we've got our input. We've got the output. Looks like undefined is our format, but that's not what it is there. So let's find out why. Get rollup output. Oh, yeah. Build format needs to be set. Oh, right. Yeah, format is going to be, depend on this. So let's do this. Format. We'll do that. Format. Okay. So now, instead of looking for the file through this mechanism, we can actually say oh, let's see. Outputs is, let's go back actually. If is code splitting rollup inputs length is greater than 1. And if we is code splitting, then our outputs will also be multiple. I think we're going to need outputs there. Yep. Okay, so then it'll be a glob sync, or no, hold on. Yeah. In fact, we'll just grab everything from dir path and format. Just keep that around for a second. Yeah, and we'll just grab all the JS files out of that, and that's going to be our outputs. Otherwise, outputs is going to be glob. Actually, we don't even need a glob. We can just say from root path join dir path and file name. And that want that to be an array, I guess. And then we'll for of those outputs, I think. Okay. Out DTS is going to be, or let's see, basically need to do this. Name and base name, or shoot, I can't remember. Node var p equals require path p dot parse foo bar bas.js. So I'm going to go dir and name. So then we're going to write file sync path join dir name DTS. And then we need to export. Yeah, so I'll export everything from the input. This is where things will get tricky with code splitting, but I'm pretty sure, let's see. Yeah, it'll just be it'll be the same name. But we do need to find the input. So, whew, okay. The problem is there's no way to, like, there's no bundler for type definitions that I'm aware of. If there is, this would be great. TypeScript definitions bundler. Yeah, that's not gonna, nope, nobody's doing the weird stuff I'm doing. This is my life. Here we go, DTS bundle. This is very old. Yes, this is what I want. I think that's what I want anyway. I think I used this before. It did not work. Oh, Tim, I've been watching Tim's videos recently about TypeScript. Good stuff. We had 2 talks that I watched. I'm not sure this is quite what I need. And I'm pretty sure I used this before and it didn't work. Anyway, I think I was going in the right direction in general. So why is this complaining? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this will get us most of the way. Let's just try it out really quick. There we go. Sweet. So now it's getting put in the right spot. And in fact, kind of think that it'll maybe work for the DevTools one as well. Yes, sweet. So now it's just a matter of finding this inputs or this outputs generated TypeScript definitions. So what we need to do is actually, when we say generate TypeScript definitions, no, because we need to put all the TypeScript definitions in the same place. So we're going to put them in the dist folder. We're going to put them all there. Maybe. Yeah, man, if only there was a TypeScript definition bundler. We could just say, find all the imports and everything, put it all together and stick it in a single file. That's what we need. Maybe with the bundler, no, it all needs to go in the same place. No, I'm not using any plugin. I've tried a couple and none of them worked. For some reason, I don't think I saw this one though. Oh, it supports browserless. That's cool. Ooh. Yes. I think this is what I need. Okay. Installation. Let's give this a go. Okay. This could be a very good thing. Really simplify things for me. Okay, and for me, I just want, where's the Babel declaration files? Here we go. Well, actually, let's just see what happens. Yeah, let's just try this. Oh, criminy. This is what happens when you npm link stuff. Things never work. Try that again, maybe? Ah, dang it. Okay, let's try this. Unlink. Oh. npm link is pain. Here, let's just redo all dependencies in this project. Yeah, man, npm link is the worst. I feel like it's the sort of thing you just have to do exactly right or everything doesn't work. Okay. I may need to take a break and go have lunch. Come on.
npm is done.
Yes, you're describing my pain. Seems like a bigger investment than I want to give to learn how this thing works and use it. But thanks anyway. I think that we'll just hope that this starts working. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Now I'll run this build with watch. And we're going to delete this and delete this. Oh, whoops. Ah, dang it. What file did I just delete? Okay. Sure hope I didn't have any actual changes in there. I don't think I did. Okay. Now let's do the build bundle. We'll just do the main one. Okay. Oh, okay. Still can't find TypeScript. That's interesting. Package type script. Definitely in here. Oh, but it's looking in kcd-scripts, which doesn't have TypeScript. Oh, right. Yes, that makes total sense because it doesn't have TypeScript. Because you're supposed to look for it in the host is supposed to have that because it's a pure dependency. Well, I should make this a dev dependency. Seems to be taking a lot longer. like way longer. It should not take this long. I guess I should allow JS. Isn't there a way to say that I don't want to type check JS? Huh. I'm not sure why, because I've got a TypeScript definition file for this. So it should be picking that up. I don't want that in there. Oh, let's just try it in there. See what happens. Check JS false. Let's try that after this finishes. See what it does with allow.js. It is taking way longer, which is concerning. Although I guess the generate TypeScript def step does take a bit of time. So yeah, that's annoying. Let's try that with check JS false. Bummer. Maybe both. I wonder how they bundle TypeScript. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Yeah, see, that's weird. It's like it's trying to type check the generated stuff. I don't care to type check that. All right, that's a bummer. That's not going to do it. We're going to uninstall that and this. Thanks anyway. That probably would work for most people, but I'm a glutton for punishment. I hate my productivity, I guess, and don't want to use other people's stuff. I guess, I don't know. Oh well. Okay, so let's get rid of these, and we're going to go back to my original plan here. Okay, so the only thing that we had left was finding where the type outputs are for this given output. And that is a matter of going through the inputs, finding the input for an output, and then finding where its type definition was generated, which we put into the dist directory. We're just going to assume if you want to do TypeScript, you've got to have a dist directory. We'll just make that assumption. And then eventually, if that ever becomes a problem, we can do things differently. But yeah, so for right now, hold on. That's main dev tool, or no, bundle dev tools. Yeah, so we actually do generate those. We generate all of these. So what this needs to be is actually up, dist, no, up one more, dist. And then dev tools and dev tools.d.ts. Why is this complaining? Oh, sure. Okay, and so maybe it'll be easier to visualize this here, where this is going to be load. Okay, so what we need to do then is find, here, let's actually console log the output or inputs for this one. So yeah, we just need to find this part, replace source with dist, and then remove the file extension. So yeah, we go, I think path.relative could help us here. It's a node of our path. And then I don't use this one very often. Let's say dist, or actually this will be DevTools build dist ESM, and actually I'll do load.js or DTS. And then this one will be, yeah, without the extension. And is that correct? That doesn't feel correct. Yeah, because it goes up all the way to, oh no, we want it to not do source though. We're going to replace source with dist. Is that correct? That feels too far. Yeah. Yeah, it's one directory too much. That's weird. Maybe it thinks this is supposed to be a direct. Okay, let's look at this up. Path relative node JS. Oh, based on the current working directory. Hmm. What if yeah, okay, so that's okay, so you do need to provide a default, and an empty string is going to be the current working directory. But I think it's assuming this is a directory. So we would say, give me the directory of this file. And that's going to be this many layers. And then I can combine that with hold on a second. Yeah, then I'd combine that with this part. So if we say this replace that, and actually path or pjoin with source, replace that with dist. So then we'd combine path relative with the input file, replace that with the dist, and then actually we'd take that input and get rid of the extension at the end. Okay, so what we need to do then is first determine, okay, here's the input, here's the that input's type declaration file, and then find the relative path from our output to that type declaration file. All right, so let's find the type declaration file first for an input. Const type def files, roll up inputs, map input. So this is going to be actually it's a simple matter of return input replace process cwd dist or source with, oops, we're going to path join that with dist. And that's going to be our type def files. Oh, and actually, we also need to get rid of its extension and replace it with DTS. So replace dot ts and then x potentially with dts. And actually, we could also have it be a JS file and have a DTS next to it, in which case this is going to be a or J. That works. Okay, let's try that. Cool. So that's a thing, right? Booyah. Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, so now we've got to find the outputs. Yep, and we can find it by its name. So type def equals type def files, find path dot base name. I think base name is going to give me back. So name. Shoot. I don't know if there's a path base. Yeah. So I need one without the extension. I think the only way to do that is to parse it. Yeah. And then we just get the name. Yeah. Okay, so we'll say path parse name is equal to the name here. Okay. So now we have the type definition. Now all we need to do is find, oh man, I knew I needed to scroll up. Why did I do that? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna find the output dir, which we already have. We need to find path relative dir. Oh, here relative. No, that's not actually what I want. Okay. Relative path is going to be path join this with type def. All right, let's see what happens when we do this. No dice. It doesn't like this because type def is undefined, so we missed something here. Oh, yeah, it has the .d. Okay. What if we do base name of f is name DTS. I think that'll do it. That's even better. Yep. Yeah. Okay, this is complaining because I have a syntax problem, but whoops, right here. But I think that this is going to work. Let's just close that off and see. Didn't I normally get a warning when I did that? Yeah, something's missing. Yeah, I think we want to get rid of the .d.ts. Okay, let's try this one more time. We're going to remove the dist and the DevTools build. Okay, cool. So then we've got load. And if I go over here in source theme, I say import from dist DevTools. Oh wait, no. We import from DevTools build dist ESM load. And I can import load DevTools. Yep, and I'm getting autocomplete. Sweet. Okay, I think that works. So the last thing I need to do is, my wife's reminding me that I need to eat lunch. I will, thank you. Last thing I need to do is copy over all the DTS files. So we're actually going to do that as part of generate type defs. Generate type defs, or let's see, emit tsc copy DTS files. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm actually pretty okay with that approach. Cannot find name request handler. Oh, well, that's funny. for type. And then the request handler actually comes from MSW. Let's try that again.
Okay. Did you figure out the issue with the bundled type definitions from earlier?
Sorry, what was that?
Did you figure out the issue with the bundled type definitions?
You mean with MSW?
Yeah.
Nope. It's total garbage. Look at this thing. Isn't this a disaster?
Oh, geez.
And then like I've got several of these because I just give up.
That's fair.
Yeah, actually, one of my upcoming 3 Minutes with Kent podcast episodes is going to be about when to say just I give up and TypeScript expect error.
Yeah.
And that it's okay to say any or unknown sometimes.
Right.
Oh, bummer. We're not getting. Oh, that's weird. How is that possible? Parse output. These outputs. Huh, that's weird. Bundle main. Very odd. Weird. Why is it complaining? Oh, it's right here. Path relative. Type def. Oh, I'm guessing it didn't find type def. Okay. So our type def files dist index. And let's see. Our name and our output. Oh, right. Yes, that's because this is renamed. So we can't use that. This only works if we're code splitting. So that actually is fine. So is code splitting, then that. Otherwise, it's going to be simply dist index yes. All right, that should do it. Sweet. All right, let's try this all together now. Yes. Okay, good. Got it in time. Now it's running the ESM. Now we're generating TypeScript definitions for every build. So we are generating it 3 times, and that's like the longest thing. That's kind of annoying. I wonder if there's a way to TypeScript cache. No, I don't care. Okay, so dist, there's our types. Hooray! Good, and that means that our index type can import those types. Hooray! And this thing is re-exporting the index, so that works. It's kind of a roundabout way to get there, but that's okay. I don't really care. Yeah, that's fine. And then here we're going up. Beautiful. Yay! All right, cool. So now fix ts correctly generate types for scoped packages, type defs. Did a little bit more than that, but that sums it up pretty well. No, I've ignored the thing. Let's try that again. Okay, good. Let's push this, and I'm going to go have lunch, and I'll be back this afternoon. Oh, man. Git log. What was it? Oh, right. I remember that. Yeah, that should be fine. Very good. Yeah, so I'll be back to work on integrating this into the React Workshop app, and then I can finally publish this and get back to work on TypeScriptifying my workshops. Finally. And Remix version 0.9 was released, and I'm really looking forward to playing around with that, so I might do that this afternoon instead. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, probably going to be live streaming this afternoon. If anybody wants to hang out, should be a good time. And I hope that this ends up actually working and publishes. But that's where we're going to leave it now. Thanks for hanging out. See y'all in the future.